I guarantee this is the only video you need to make your first million. Sounds too bold, but hear me out. The process isn't as complicated as people make it out to be. Yeah, it's tough initially, but once you understand how things work, it all falls into place. I'm gonna share what exactly you need to know to get things going. No fluff, no nonsense. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to get started and maintain that momentum. The first thing people get wrong is that they try to do too much all at once. If you want to make real progress, you need to have to narrow down your attention to a single project instead of 1,000. If we take a magnifying glass and focus sunlight on a group of dots, nothing is going to happen. But when we do focus on a single point, boom, fire. The same thing happens with your business. When you narrow your focus on only one thing, your chances of succeeding are much, much higher. Trying to juggle too many things all at once will slow you down, especially when you're just starting. Pick the business idea or project to which you can fully commit yourself to, then go all into that. Here's where a lot of people get stuck or end up quitting, and we all have seen it with our own eyes. The start. We all know it's the hardest part. You know, like how airplanes burn almost their entire reserve of fuel right when they are trying to get off the ground. But once they're in the air, they fly smoothly. That's the way it is about any goal. The start takes the maximum force, time, and sometimes even money. It feels like you're putting all that effort in and nothing happens. And that is where most of the people quit, not sticking around long enough to make that plane take off. Once you go past that mark, it's relatively easier. Those first few months can feel like you're pushing a boulder up a hill, but that grind isn't forever. If you can hang in there and push through those first few months or years, you'll start cruising your way. Let's be real for a second. The world we live in, it's full of distractions. Your phone, social media, YouTube, Netflix, all of that is taking away a large portion of your life. All that time you spend scrolling TikTok or Instagram, these are hours you're never going to get back. If you're serious about building a business, you've got to eliminate all sorts of distractions. That means, yes, deleting apps that suck up your time. I know it sounds harsh, but genuinely ask yourself, are they helping you or holding you back? No, I'm not saying you can't have any fun, but you're in those critical early stages. You have to be laser focused. Every hour you spend mindlessly scrolling is an hour that could have been devoted toward actual work for your dream. And then there's not just apps. Even social life can be a distraction. If your friends are always hitting you up to hang out or play video games, you have to set those boundaries. And if you want to improve your life, you've got to cut them out, or at least minimize them. Something no one wants to talk about is this. You're going to have to make sacrifice. There's no way around it, which will, for a while, feel like giving up a lot. Hobbies, social life, even some downtime. And that is tough, especially when you will see friends relaxing or having fun. You want something most people don't have, so you have to be willing to do things most people won't do. Success doesn't come without sacrifice. You've got to be okay with working weekends and saying no to social events sometimes. Well, not for forever, though. The start is tough, no doubt about that. But the best part is, once you push past those early hurdles, each step gets relatively easier. You'll find your flow and figure out what works and what not. Once you find your flow, everything starts to feel a lot more doable. Most people want to do everything overnight. Set gigantic, unrealistic expectations like $1 million in 6 months, 3 months, and then quit when they see themselves no way near their goals. Making millions might take 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, and even 10 years for some. It is easy, but not as easy as people make it seem. If your goal is to make $1 million, don't get discouraged if it doesn't happen in the first year. Start smaller. Maybe your first goal is $10,000, then $50,000, and so on. As you hit those smaller milestones, you'll build confidence and momentum. And before you know it, you're well on your way to that bigger goal. That is it. If you want to know about my plan for becoming a millionaire, click the video on your right. See you there. Bye.